Hi, good to see you once again. It's Luis Das from English CC Luis channel. How are you all, viewers? Hope you are all doing fine by the grace of God. I am happy to meet you once again through this video. And in this video, I am just going to help you to continue with the degrees of comparison. In my previous video, I said that was a kind of an introduction to the degrees, and I'm just going to continue. What else? So what are some few other informations that we will understand or we need to understand with regard to degrees of comparison in English? But in this video also I am not going for the transformation, but then we need to set ourselves in preparation for the transformation from one degree to the other. We all know that there are three degrees. There are three degrees, and one is known as positive, second one is known as comparative, and third one is known as superlative. Okay. Now in my previous video with regard to these degrees of comparison, I said that whenever we think of degrees, we must remember only adjectives, because only adjectives can be compared. Guys, only adjectives can be compared. Now, since we have got three different degrees in this category, there are certain ways to write these adjectives for each degree: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. So, what is the format for each degree to write this information? See, for positive degree, we write as, we begin with as. We begin with as. And adjective. And then we need to complete this format with as. I'll come back to that later. What about comparative? Comparative, of course, we write first of all the adjective. And since this is comparative, you see we have so many additions. What are they? ER, IER, R, and then plus than. Of course, there are few other. We have more for this one and most for this one. Comparative. What about for superlative, the formative? We write article, the plus adjective plus ESD. Okay? So this is the format by which we have to mention or write degrees when we are going into transformation. Now here, of course, I have written ER, IER, R plus than. When you say ER, there are few adjectives that add ER to the comparative. And I gave you the explanation, I gave you the examples also. So you can go and refer to that particular video. And then sometimes you have adjectives ending in Y. So adjectives ending in Y, what is the comparative? You can write You remove white and then add er. For example, heavy, heavier. See? Costly, costlier. So this is an example. And then there are certain words only R is added. See, only R is added. And then you have than afterwards. Than afterwards. Okay? Now come to the superlative. Superlative, of course, we begin with the article, definite article, the or the whatever you may call it, plus adjective, and then we add est. Now for comparative, one more addition should be there. There are certain adjectives which have more. That should be written before the adjective. For example, handsome. You don't say adjective plus er and then no. We have to say more handsome than. See, similarly, here of course most handsome, and you don't add est here. So this is the format with which we have to mention the degrees. So let me give an example. Let's take an adjective. What kind of an adjective you can say? Say for example, say beautiful. Okay, so beautiful is the adjective. Now how are we going to write in positive degree? We write as beautiful as. So this is the adjective in positive degree. This should be mentioned like this only. What about this one here? Since I have written the adjective beautiful, you can't say beautifuler or I or add cannot be added. So straight away we write as more beautiful. More beautiful and then than. Okay? More beautiful than. What about superlative? The most beautiful. Okay? So no more est since we have added most here. So look at the format here. Yes, this is how we have to write the adjectives in various degrees: positive, comparative, superlative. This is the format. This is the format that we need to follow, and this is exactly what is given in our rules as far English grammar is concerned with regard to degrees of comparison. Okay? Now, I'll just give you one example for each one. Select right sentence. See now, the peacock, or say a peacock. The peacock is a beautiful bird. Peacock is a beautiful bird. I am just giving you sentences only. I am not going for transformation or changing from positive degree to comparative. Just I am giving you an example. Peacock is a beautiful bird. Now let me compare with this comparison with a beautiful adjective here. The peacock is more beautiful than any other bird. See, peacock is more beautiful than any other bird. Comparative here. And then for superlative, we may say peacock is the The most beautiful bird. Most beautiful bird. Now since we are worrying about the adjectives here, you may even use here as. You may even use as. You can compare. Peacock is Peacock is the let me write here. Peacock is see for positive degree, peacock is more beautiful than any other bird, and peacock is the most beautiful bird. This is comparative, and this is superlative. Now, what about positive degree? See, there is no other bird as beautiful as peacock. See, there is no other bird as beautiful as peacock. See, there is no other bird is as beautiful as peacock. See? So this is one way of comparing the degrees. But of course adjective is the same for all the degrees. See now we are comparing one particular bird with all the other birds and say that it is the peacock is the most beautiful bird. There is no other bird is as beautiful as peacock. See, this is one way of writing. This I just wanted to show you. See the formative adjective, formative way of mentioning adjectives to various degrees. Various degrees. Okay? Is that clear now? See now? Okay, let me write this one here. That will be more clear to you. No other bird. No other bird is as beautiful as peacock. So, just have it a little bit of clarity for your information. Just written here. So, when I said the introductory part, I said comparison can be done in three ways. Comparison can be done in three ways. The first way could be comparing two equal persons, places, or things. So naturally there cannot be any superlative degree. You don't have any superlative degree when you are comparing two equal subjects. Second comparison could be you compare with one particular subject and saying that there is no other subject is as super or as beautiful like that. So we compare one particular thing with all the other related things to that particular subject and say that is the topmost. So nothing can be compared with that particular thing. So that is another way of, second way of comparing. The third way of comparing is you take a subject or you take a person or a thing or a place, whatever it may be. So you take that and then you compare with a few others with a similar category. With similar category. Which means that, say for example, peacock again. Very few birds are as beautiful as peacock. So what does it mean? So I am saying, we will come back to that examples later on in the next video. I am just giving an example now. Very few birds are as beautiful as peacock. So what does it mean? We are comparing the bird peacock with few other birds which are equally beautiful as peacock. So which means there are beautiful birds and peacock is one among them. So peacock is one among them. So that is the comparison here. And then coming to superlative degree here, peacock is the most beautiful bird. So when you say peacock is the most beautiful bird, you are saying, or we are saying, that there is no other bird in the world is as beautiful as peacock. So peacock is the only bird. So we just compare with one to many others and say this is the supermost, and then compare with a few other with similar category. So these three ways are possible in degrees of comparison when you compare oneself to the other or one thing to the other in positive, comparative and in superlative. Okay, so with these informations, let me conclude this video. So just a reminder for you once again, in the introduction we just talked about the adjectives and comparison of various adjectives with IER, ER, than, and then the plus superlative degree and all that. And there are words that can be compared depending upon the nature of the words. And I also said, remember that there are certain words, the last consonant of that particular adjective can be doubled in comparative and in superlative. See? And I gave an example also as big, bigger, biggest. See, like that. So therefore, this is an example of how you got, since there are only 3 degrees, positive, comparative, superlative, we must know how to write these adjectives along with the form of comparative and superlative, along with the form. So the formation of adjective in positive degree, what did we do? What did we say? As plus adjective plus as. So any adjective you can take, as long as short as beautiful as handsome as. So this is the way we write adjectives in positive degree. And what do we do in comparative degree? We first write adjective plus the suffix like ER, IER, or for a few other adjectives more before the adjective. Heavier, smarter. So like that we add ER to the comparative. Then we add than. So adjective plus the comparative formation plus than. Then coming to superlative, what did we say? The definite article the, and then the adjective plus est, which means that the most beautiful or the heaviest. For example, heaviest, longest. So like that we add adjectives and write according to the format that is given to us by the rules and regulations. Okay, so with this information we will complete this video, and in the next video we will try to discuss about the transformation. How are we going to change from positive degree to comparative and then comparative to superlative? Okay, so these videos with regard to degrees of comparison is very simple, of course. Once we try to transform or change from one degree to the other, we will have a better understanding. Okay guys, so with these informations let me conclude this video, and until I meet you in the next video, it's Louis signing you off from English AC Louis channel. So those who are viewing my channel for the first time, viewers, click the bell icon and be benefited by this video, because every video has got a different grammar category discussed. So therefore it's going to be completely of useful to you. So watch till the end every video and then make use of them in your speaking and in writing English. Okay guys, see you, bye.